online views. And again, always seek your upline approval before you attend anybody else's training, just to make sure that the content is suitable for you and your team and your groups and stuff like that. So uh, why is that going
Recording
to say that?
stopped. Recording in progress.
So let's take a look at how we prepare for success. There's a number of things you need to do to be successful. And the first thing I say, the first steps to success is a decision that you want to be successful, a decision that you're going to be successful, a decision that you're going to make a commitment to employ your time and your effort in your business. And how I treat my business is like as though I had a shop in town, in the supermarket, in the mall, on the high street. You have to be down there early in the morning before the customers. You have to be there and opening the doors, turning off the alarms, cleaning the windows, stacking the shelves, serving the customer, onboarding the customer, wrapping the product, ordering the product, doing the banking, paying the bills, dealing with staff. It's a commitment. And for traditional businesses, generally you're talking for a small business, 30,000, just to set up a small business. But a relatively sensible business could cost 250,000 to half a million to establish out of pocket with debt incurred. And what you'd do is you'd work that business very hard for the next 3 to 5 years just to break even, just to get back that investment, just to get back that 30,000, that 250,000, that half a million. You'd be working for the next 3 to 5 years just to recoup that. And then after you move into profit. So in traditional business, instead of moving straight into profit, you start below profit line and you come up to break even about 3 years later, and then you go into profit. That's how traditional business works. So here it's $20. It's a $20 financial investment in your business. That pays for your web service, your customer support, your product development, the payment processes, taking the money, paying the money, reporting, accountancy, all of that that you get for $20 a year is insignificant. However, you've got to treat it as though it was 200,000, not $20. And if you treat it that those $20 was 200,000, you go work at that for the next 2 to 3 years to recoup that. In doing so, in tricking yourself to that action, you will become successful. And you will be up early in the morning and you will be thinking about your business and you'll be concerned about your customers and who's coming in today and who you're going to serve today and how will you serve them and how will you build this business. And when you treat it with that level of intensity and I suppose respect for the business, you will get business results. If you treat it airy-fairy like, oh, I jump in a webinar at 8 o'clock and I'll close my doors at 9 o'clock. What business do you know opens for 1 hour a day or 1 hour a week and does well? So start thinking and start preparing and start putting the jigsaw together how this thing works and start employing time and effort, because here you have the benefit of leverage, the leverage of time. And that's the beautiful thing. If you have your own, let's say you're self-employed and you're the only one, you can only work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. That's it. You're limited per hour to what you earn. If you're getting 20 an hour and you work 40 hours, you get 800 a week. It's fixed. If you do a few more extra hours, then it's not fixed, but it's capped because it's just you in traditional business or conventional business. But the beauty here is if you employ 10 hours properly, effectively every week in your business, and you have just 3 people in your business, and they employ 10 hours of their valuable time, now there's 40 hours a week going into your business, but you're only injecting 10 because you've got the power of 3. 3 times 10 is 30, plus your own 10 hours is 40 hours when you have a team of 3. If you can multiply that team of 3 to 9, and they all do 10 hours, there's 90 hours, plus the 30 hours from your 3, that's 120 hours. And then your own 10 hours, there's 130 hours. That's like 3 weeks' work in one. So the benefit of leverage of time and effort is very well paid in this business. But you've got to You've got to get the foundations in for your business, and you've got to build on those foundations. You've got to stay focused, and you've got to get prepared for success. I talk about all the time, there's only three things you need. You need a hunger inside of you. You need a burning desire to be successful. You have to be that person that says, well, I'm really going to be successful in this business, but what does success mean to you? Is success 1,000 a week? Well, lots of people would love 1,000 a week extra on top of your current lifestyle. An extra 1,000 a week is 4,000 a month. It takes a lot of pressure away. It'll save a lot of marriages. It'll keep the wolf from the door. The kids won't go hungry. An extra 1,000 a week. But that's not a business, guys. That's not a business. That's a job. 1,000 a week, anybody can make 1,000 a week in a job. So that's not a business. So you've got to be thinking higher. You've got to raise the bar. Most people are capped by what they're used to. They're capped by what an employer pays them. If the boss pays you 500 a week, that's it. You're capped until he decides to pay you 550 a week. But that might take 3 years. And then you might have to work 5 or 6 years to get a pay rise, and another few years to get a pay rise. And maybe in 10 years from now, you'll be getting 900 a week. But you're capped, and people feel trapped. They don't understand that this industry can obliterate that, because it's the best paid industry in the world. This industry pays better than people in the oil business, than people in the gold business, than people in real estate. This business is phenomenal because you don't need offices, you don't need staff, you don't pay wages, you don't require insurance, you don't have the traditional overhead of business. You do have $20 annually, once a year, $20. So therefore, start putting more time and start getting paid for your time, and start working out an hourly rate for you. Because if 1,000 a week sounds good to you, start changing that mentality. How would 1,000 a day sound to you? 1,000 a day is 7,000 a week. Yeah, it's 30,000 a month. Now you've got a business. 30,000 a month. How does that sound? 30,000 a month. Now you've got a business. So that's what you should be establishing. What is a reasonable level of income to consider yourself in business? Yeah, I would not work in any business unless I was getting 1,000 a day. And people say 1,000 a day. Yes. If I'm not getting 1,000 a day, I'm not interested. Bye bye. It's not a business for me unless I'm making 1,000 a day. So you've got to start adopting these kind of bigger frames of understanding about what this industry can deliver. You've got to start believing in yourself that it's possible. You've got to start believing in this company. You've got to start believing in their products. You've got to start believing in the comp plan. These are the things that you need to work on. And if you're not writing that down, you're never going to revise. You're never going to look at it again. And this training won't mean anything to you. So for me, it's very important, the company and the company structure. And that's why I covered in my presentation the ecosystem. We know they have the neobank in Europe. We know they have the investment company in the Emirates. We've seen the license for that issued by the Dubai government. We've seen the renewal this year. There's been a renewal of the license this year by the Emirate government. That's fantastic news. And I've got a copy of that. And the foundation in Hong Kong. I thought there was offices in Hong Kong, but there's not offices in Hong Kong. That's fine. Many businesses have offices established in jurisdictions to satisfy them for taxation purposes and other reasons. And now the interesting license attained for the Canadian market, which is brilliant because I think that's the door opener to the whole of North America. When we look at the talent inside the corporate structure, we're talking about the likes of Leonardo, who worked at government level for blockchain, who worked as a former strategic partner at Binance. We talk about Al Risky. He does the Indonesian presentations every week. Have you been on them? I was at an event, and so was John and many of you on this call, and he was sitting across the table from us. And people were just around him all night taking photographs and selfies over this guy. Very highly respected. He's the director of strategy. Nicholas Kellens from Australia. So we're not talking about a European company or a United States company or an Asian company. We're talking a company with talent around the world. Leonardo's from South America. Then we've got Brent and Tobias They're dealing at a very high corporate level, dealing with the VCs, customers that want to do 5 million and more. Do you know that we have customers considering $25 million deposits? Do you know we have customers considering $5 million deposits? They go through these guys. These are the VC advisory board. I can see the ecosystem developing, but also I see the corporate structure development. When they brought in Shane Moran was the co-founder and master distributor in a company that did $5 billion. He introduced the highest paid networker into the industry at that time, who made $4 million a month, $4 million per month. Incredible. He's now working with the company. He is the marketing guy between the field and corporate. They add talent like Bukhari, ex-finance minister. Nick Patel, 25 years in global finance. Brian Benson, traveling the world, recognized worldwide from United States on the Satoshi Roundtable with his arm around the billionaire who owns Binance, or who founded Binance, sorry. Now we know from a company perspective, they're putting the right talent in place to support a growing business. Forbes have written positively about this opportunity. And this is when I met Brian Benson for the first time last year. John was there. I see John's on the call tonight. And now, Andrew Isaacs, 18 years in investment banking. This guy came from Morgan Stanley as well. Brian Benson was over there. So was this guy. 23 billion in executed transactions. This guy's running funds with 23 billion. Do you know how much Aurum has? 150 million. Nothing. Tiny. 150 million. There's companies in your city doing more than that. It's very small. Look what this guy has done. 23 billion in executed transactions. That's called experience. 2 billion in digital asset deals. We haven't started here. And the Canadian license. British Columbia. There's the number. There's the registration number. Officially reflected in the registry in North Vancouver. This is the beginning. It doesn't mean we're operating there. It doesn't mean we're good to go yet. It means they're putting these things in place. So you have to start building up your belief in the company. You've got to start building up your belief in the product. You've got to start building up your belief in the compensation that's available. Now, I do this training at this time every week. You've all been on it. And there's people ringing me right now who know this training is on, but yet all they're ringing me. Isn't that crazy? When they should be on the training. So some people are in the business, but they're not in the business. Yeah, I'll just ring HP 8:15. 8:15? You'll never get me 8:15. I'm always on Zoom. I'm on Zoom all day. I've done 3 Zooms today and I don't work on Sundays. Yeah? I did lots of Zooms yesterday, about 5 Zooms yesterday, and I don't work on Saturdays. You normally know I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but no. That's what's official. I'm presenting, training. We had a big group on there from India earlier today, a group from Africa earlier today. And here we are again with the international group. We're familiar with a small account with $500 done very, very well. It actually ended up for the year 4 times, 4x. Yeah, it was 76% in 5 months, but for the year it ended up 4 times. And then we were familiar with this account, which was quite interesting. It doubled in 4 months. It doubled again in the next 4 months. It doubled again in the next 4 months. After 12 months, 10,000 became 75,000. 7.5x. 7.5x. So the small account did 4 times. The big account did 75,000. Now, 65,000 of this was profit. Who could live on 65,000 a year? Without any customers, without any Zooms, without any training. Can you see now when you start absorbing and start believing in the product? So the company we've covered, now we're looking at the product. The product can deliver money that can I mean, that's maybe 2 years' money for a lot of people with no effort, with no community, with no Zooms, and a small deposit of $10,000. Incredible, incredible products. Last month, this product made $13,000 for the month. Let's go back. 75,000 on the 10th of April, 88,000. That's $13,000 it made in 1 month. So in month one, it was 10,000, but in month 13, it made 13,000. It doubled in 1 month and more than the original deposit. That is the power of compounding. If you don't understand compounding, go and study compounding. And we have to say, how is it possible? And you see this slide many times. If these coins can do 2,000, 800%, 500%, 400% in a day, well, then I think aurum could do 10 to 15 in a month. We've seen a lot of the trading figures being sent across to us from various people that have been on the trading calls. Look at this, $16 million trading. It made 2 million in 30 days. We also see the first deposit to the EXI bot was made on the 11th of January, 2023. The 11th of January, 3 years ago, and it's still operating. It's been sustainable. That's what's important. We can see the trading bots connected here. We can see the orders, the market orders, the history. We can see that it's spot trading, not leverage trading, which is dangerous. So all of these things should start building up your confidence. And when we see the buys and the trades and the orders and what coins they're trading, it's very, very interesting. But also, there's no point having a great company and a great product unless there's an opportunity for us as well. So there are three parts to what we need to look at. The company has to be strong and stable and growing with the right talent to manage it. The products have to be growing and evolving, and they have to be sustainable. And then the third thing is it has to be worth our effort. Yeah, we can have a great company with a bad product. We can have a great company with a great product, but no money in the opportunity. We can have a great opportunity that makes lots of money, but a bad company, no good. We can have a great opportunity that makes money, but a bad company and bad products, no good. It takes a blend of all of these three when you're evaluating a business proposal. The comp plan, I've got to say, 30 years in the industry, nothing to touch it. Nothing to touch it. They probably designed that thinking it would run for 3 to 10 years. But now there's people inside a year and a half going to the top of the plan. For the new people, we all start as Nova. It only takes $7,500 of trading volume in your entire team, not just frontline, but anywhere in depth. 7,500 promote you, get you that first pay rise. So here's a business where you get the pay rise when you want it, not when the boss wants to give the pay rise. We see lots of people going out on striking, particularly in the health industry, where they stand on the streets and barricade the streets there because they're complaining that they're not getting the pay rise they deserve. They're fighting for pay rise because the boss doesn't pay. The boss has decided we're not paying you. But here you decide when you get your pay rise. I think you should do Voyager in a day. That's what I think. I honestly think you should do Voyager in a day. I don't think why should it take you any longer than a day? Do you want a day to think about it and then take 2 days? That's okay. Let's do it in two. Do you want to take 2 days to think it and do it in your third day? Yes, let's do it in 72 hours. But anything beyond 72 hours, then you're not building your business. It's only $7,500. That could be one customer with 4,000, one customer with 3,500. It could be one customer with $100 and one customer with $7,400. It could be lots of little customers with $100 each, but it's only 7,500. My first customer did 10,000. So are you talking to the right people? Are you talking to anybody? Most people are talking to nobody. The pay rise is 5% on your personal deposits and 2% to infinity on all other deposits. It also gives you a daily 5% matching bonus. It's incredible. And that instant $100 bonus. If you want to get another pay rise up to 7%, you need to go Vanguard. You need two Voyagers anywhere in depth. Doesn't matter. You don't have to find these superstars. They can appear anywhere in your network on two different lines. You get 7% on your own deposits and 4% to infinity on all other deposits, except when you're overriding a Voyager, you're getting 2% over the Voyager and 4% on your open line. It's the difference between where you're coded at 7% and where the customer appears. So if a Nova introduces the customer, they get 3%, you're getting the difference. You get 4 because the company's paying 7. Somebody has to get the 7. If you bring the customer, you get the 7. If somebody else brings the customer, they get 3, you get 4. That's 7. If it's the Nova or the Voyager, they're getting 5, you're getting 2. You're always making money. You need an overriding rank. I think you should do Voyager in 3 days. I think you should do Vanguard 2 weeks from starting because you only need 2 Voyagers. So if you can do a Voyager in 3 days and 2 people can do a Voyager in 3 days, that's 9 days. That's a lot less than 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, you should all be Vanguard. You get a 500 instant bonus and 7.5% daily matching bonus on the profits generated by your team. So you should be focusing on trying to move up these ranks because as you attempt to climb this mountain and get up these ranks, with that comes increased income. With that comes bonuses. And these bonuses should be celebrated. These bonuses should be celebrated not just for you, but for your family. You should be telling your family, hey, I'm going to go Vanguard Pro. I'm getting $1,000. I think I'll do it by the weekend. Wow, 1,000. What are you going to do with 1,000? I'm going to take the family out for a meal. We're going to spend 300. We're going to celebrate. Why? Because we're going to celebrate for one day and then we're going to come back and we're going to go Nexus. Why? Because there's a $2,000 bonus. Once we do that, I'll take you out to a nicer restaurant. And then I'm going to go Oracle and we're going to get 5,000. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to go away for the weekend. We're going to spend $2,000 on the family. We're going to keep 3. And we're going to come back and we're going to go to work and we're going to go to Prime. We're going to get $10,000. What we're going to do that? We're going to do improvements to the house. We're going to pay off some bills. And we're going to celebrate for one day. And then we're going to move up to 20,000 bonus. Magnets get 50. And congratulations to Don Chi. We got 100. No, she got 100,000 for going Mythos. Isn't that incredible? 100,000. 100,000, just a bonus. Imagine it took you all year to do Mythos. That would be very slow, but imagine it took you a whole year. But to get 100,000 bonus, is it worth climbing the mountain just for the bonus? You'll make a whole lot more than 100,000. But that's just the bonus to celebrate. Now you can put your kids into good education. Now you can start thinking outside the box. Now you get comfortable. Now your daily passive is starting to make meaningful. Legends get 150. Dominions get $500,000. $500,000. Doesn't sound right, does it? 500,000. Somebody's going to give you 500,000. 500,000. Wow. I know lots of people have already got it. So when it was how am I going to get 500,000? It's all to do with training. It's all to do with mindset. It's all to do with believing in the company and believing in the products, believing in the opportunity, believing in yourself, and taking the action to match those beliefs. It takes action. I've sat on this seat for 1 year. 1 year without traveling. Talking all day, 10 hours a day. Was it worth it? Absolutely. You can put a lifetime's of work into 1 year here. A lifetime of work into 1 year. $1 million bonus. Who could get $1 million bonus? That's nearly impossible. Yeah. You can't think like that. You can't think like that. Of course it's possible. We know lots of people have made the $1 million bonus. Lots of people have made the $1 million bonus. Lots. We were at an event last month or 2 months ago, and Shane, the host, said, anybody in the room made $1 million or more, would you please stand up? I think 8 or 9 people stood up. I bet you some people didn't stand up. They weren't listening, or maybe they were embarrassed, or maybe they didn't want to reveal what they'd earned. But there was 8 or 9 people that did stand up. So if 8 or 9 people can do it, so can you. Because everybody's equal. Every single person's equal. $2 million. Huh, who's going to ever get that? $3 million. Oh, that's a joke, isn't it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's all to do with your mindset. You need to drive your business deep. Here's one of my customers, which is 304 levels deep. Now, the business is deeper than that, but you get paid on every single customer to infinity when you have an overriding rank. I get 94,000 payments per day. 94,000 payments every day because I have an overriding rank on 94,000 people. All of these 94,000 people make money every single day, and I get an overriding percentage on 94,000. Imagine getting 94,000 payments per day.
Wow.
What you
Wow.
need to do is you need to go Voyager, and I want to say by the 28th. Is that possible? If you're not
Wow.
Voyager now, go do it by the 28th.
Wow.
Go Vanguard by the 14th of June. Get it done. Put it in your book. Put it in your diary. Go get it done. It's like going on holidays. It's coming up. The flights are booked. You got to pack the cases. You got to
Wow.
get that sun cream. You got to check
94,000 a
your
day.
passports in date. You
90,
got to book your flights. You got to get
$94,000
organized.
a
You got
day.
to put it in the diary.
Bro.
It's coming up.
You're getting
It's not the 18th of
94,000
June. It's the
payments a
14th of
day.
June. Get it done.
Wow.
Have you tested the Nero product? Make sure you've done that by the end of the month. Are you using all the other products? I would focus on EXIBot. That's what's driven the whole business to now. Why would I change my direction? And then tiptoe into the other products as well. You should be using all the products by the 14th of June. Have you tried the RWA? And then maybe at the end of June, end of next month, maybe decide to get a card. And I think there was some good news that the cards are going to be posted out soon. So I heard something about that in the VIP call last week. So if you'd like to get $1 million in 9 months, here's what you need to do. $1 million in 9 months. I know lots of people did it in 7 months. If people did it in 7 months, $1 million, you can do it in 9 months. So all you have to do is consider going to the top of the mountain, the Aurum Mountain. This is the Aurum Mountain. If you go up the front face here, it's very difficult. You have to go through all of these trees. It's dark, creepy, difficult, lots of branches. It's even dark during the day because the all the trees. But when you come out through the trees about here where my mouse is, then you're faced with rock, tough rock, hard to climb up. You hurt your nails, you hurt your ankles, you'll be sore. It's very tough getting up this part here. This is called the face of the mountain. The easy way is over here. Go over this way here, right? Come out through the trees here and head up this direction here. Can you follow my mouse? Up here, right? We call this the saddle. You're trying to get to the saddle, right? Looks like a saddle, right? You get up here and then you go this way. You go this way and then head back this direction, right? So this is Vanguard Pro. There's Nexus. Look, there's Oracle, and then you go around the corner here up over to Legend, all the way up Mythos, and you start now. Once this is a wee bit tough, it gets tough again. It gets easy, and then it gets a little bit tough, and then it gets easy again. It's easy, and so it's up and down. It's like a roller coaster. But there's an easy way to go up the mountain, and there's a difficult way to go up the mountain. So the same with going up Kilimanjaro. Yeah, very difficult to go up on your own. You can't go up on your own. You can't go up the Aurum Mountain on your own. You have to bring some others with you. You've got to bring a team because you can't get as far over here. Look, see the tree line. You can't get as far as Vanguard unless you have two Voyagers. You've got to bring two Voyagers with you to help you up the mountain. You got to get mountain fit. You got to change your shoes. You got to aerobically get fit. You got to maybe go up a little and down, up and down, up and down. Practice. You got to build your muscle. You got to build your breathing. You got to decide, am I going to the top of the mountain? Why? Because at the top of the mountain, there's a beautiful view, guys. There's a $10 million view up there. A $10 million view. It's sitting up there for you. And all you have to make is what? A decision. I'm going to the top of the mountain. It starts with 3 people. If you get 3 people in June, is that possible? Just 3 people. Can you find 3 people in a month that want to make more money? That's what we give. We give people more money. You get more money tomorrow. And then what happens the next day? You get more money. And what happens the next day? More money. And what happens the next day? More money. That's what we're doing. We're offering people more money. It's very simple. Who wants more money? Everybody wants more money. Can you find 3 people? Yes, you can. Have you got your 3? No, you haven't. Some of you have, and most of you haven't. It's only 3 people. Can you do it in a month? If I give you $1 million, when will you do it? If I give you $1 million, when will you bring these 3 people? You're all saying we'll do it tonight. Of course you would. If I give you $1 million, you bring these 3 people tonight. That's what you've got to do. Change your mindset. If you take a month to find 3 and we give those 3 people a month in July to find their 3, there's 12 in your team. Not a great business. Slow. 12 people, 2 months. Not great, is it? Wow. You're just a few steps from being a millionaire. We help these 9 new people in July find their 3 in August. Because if you can find 3 in a month, they can find their 3. Now there's 40 people in the team. You and 39 others. You and 39 others. A little team of 40. Not bad. Not bad. You're 3 months down the track. You're not making great money. But we helped the 27 find 3 in September. Now you've got 120 in the team. Now you have 120 in the team. Next step, you're halfway up the mountain. We help 81 people find 3 people each. 3 times 81 is 243. These 81 people find 3 people in a month. You found 3 people in a month. They found 3 people in a month. These 81 find 3 people each in a month. It's the same task. We're going up the mountain together. Look how many's in the team now. What is that, 360? Incredible. We're going up the mountain. You're halfway up the mountain. You're just about to get on the saddle. We helped these new people in October. Haven't heard about this yet. 243 people find 3. Bang. 700. There's 1,000 in your team. Now you've got a team of 1,000. How many did you find? 3. You're getting 1,000 payments every day. 1,000 payments every day. And you only introduce 3 people yourself. What do we do in November? Exactly what we did every other month. We bring the new people into the training. We tell them how to get 3. We support them. Now there's 3,000 in your team. 3,000 in your team. Incredible. 3 more steps up the mountain. You're a millionaire. Next January, celebrate New Year's Day. Let's get moving. We help 2,000 people find 3 each. You now got 6,500. How many in your team? 9 or 10,000 people. Next month, you're a millionaire. How many people did you find? 3. Did you find 4? No, you found 3. What did you do with the 3? You helped them find 3. What did they do? Help them find 3. Everybody finds 3. In January, we helped 6,000 people find 3 people each. You're a millionaire. The team size is 30,000 people, approximately. If they all had $1,000 in EXI bot, you've got $30 million trading. 30 million. How many people did you find? 3. You've got 30 million in sales in your team. Dominion requires 25 million. You've smashed it. You have obliterated Dominion rank. Obliterated it with 3 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. What did I say to you? You make $1 million in 9 months. How do we know? because we know when we look at the compensation plan, when you hit Dominion, you get 500,000 plus 150 plus 100 plus 50 plus 20. There's 820,000 plus the first page plus the direct bonuses plus the matching bonuses every day plus the shareholder bonuses. You're $1 million earner in 9 months if you follow the plan. Do you want to do a different plan? Go ahead. Let me know how you get on. Let me know, does it work for you? Or do you stick to the plan? Do you focus on the plan? Do you open the door every morning? Do you talk to your front line every day? Do you help them and guide them up the mountain? Do you support them? Do you make sure they're on training? Do you feed them with information? Do you try and find USDT for them? Are you building a business or what are you doing? 30,000 payments every day. And it doesn't stop there. But that's enough because Brian Benson wants to create 1,000 millionaires. There's a plan. If you can find a better one, let me know. Can you see what the available balance here is in this account? $2 million. How's that possible? Because this customer went 2 steps beyond Dominion, Arkin, Pantheon, and they have one more step to go to the top of the mountain. You see, when you get to about here, you're a millionaire. But when you get to the top of the mountain, there's 10 million. Are you going to the top of the mountain or are you only taking 9 steps up? I'll say it again. Are you taking 9 steps up the mountain? Or are you going to the top of the mountain? $25 million is enough to go Dominion. How do we know? 10 million LV. Multiply LV by 2.5 is 25 million. 30 million if you follow that plan. You obliterated Dominion. I'll see you on the cruise, guys. Have you qualified? If not, why not? If not, why not? And let's look forward to the next event after the cruise. Every 3 months, they take us to a beautiful place in the world where we get together, where we meet the founders, where we learn about products, where we celebrate. Yeah. And get on the calls this week as well. There's going to be announcements about the cruise, whether they're going to have the cruise or whether they're going to go to a land-based event. That was mentioned last week. Apparently, there's some kind of virus on some ship somewhere, and if there's any danger of that, they're going to make a decision this week. Maybe we'll not go on the cruise. We'll take a land event in the same area. So, with that said, make sure you're on the call on Monday, the Shane's call, on the VIP call with Ahmed on Wednesday. Get your information, get it out to your groups, and I wish you every success. So, thanks very much, guys. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll talk soon. Thanks. Goodbye.
Hi guys, you just heard it. This is the Bitcoin man. I really, really enjoyed this presentation. Hold on a minute, guys. I want you guys to see this right. So the platform. That gentleman just got a $2,000 bonus. I mean, right here in his available balance, he just received 2 million freaking dollars, man. $2 million uh as a bonus. That is truly, truly amazing. Get back with the person, get back with me if you want to. Call me at 919-530-8022 if you want to make money like this because guys, the rest is history. This is truly, truly amazing. Let me see. Hold on a minute. Wow, that was one heck of a presentation, man. Let's see. If you want to make that kind of money, right? If you want to make that kind of money, right? Just get in touch with me and get started. Get the link to get started. The gentleman just made $2 million bonus. $2 million. $2 million. Guys, you got to get started, get plugged in, and share this. This is no rug pull here. This is no rug pull. It has been around for many. You go back and watch the video for many years. The program has been here, and people are getting these rug pull programs. They should be over here making this money, man. All right, get with me so you get my link, and the rest is history. Thank you. Let me go ahead and stop this recording. Let me stop this recording.